So this is Lake Itasca. It's beautiful. It's a nice calm evening. Established in 1891, Itasca State Park is Minnesota's oldest state park and was created to protect the forests and waters surrounding the headwaters of the Mississippi River. Itasca State Park spans 32,690 acres and contains over 100 lakes, as well as large tracts of Minnesota's remaining old-growth red and white pine forest. Over 500,000 people visit Itasca State Park each year. So we are at the Mary Gibbs Mississippi Headwaters Center. It's a really nice complex, and they've got a lot of really great interpretive displays. They've got some outsides about the Great River Road, the Great River Road National Scenic Byway, Mississippi crossings, and the Mississippi in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. So from this building and parking area, the headwaters of the Mississippi River is 800 feet ahead. Not too far. There's a gift shop, restrooms, and a cafe here. So we are heading down to the headwaters of the Mississippi River. This can be a really busy area on a warm summer day, but since it's kind of cloudy and rainy today, not so much. Mississippi headwaters in 600 feet. So this little bridge crosses the Mississippi River. It's a cute little footbridge. And there is the river right here. So this is the Mississippi River that goes, 2,000 some odd miles down to New Orleans, where it's a couple miles wide.
I believe the mystery of where the Mississippi starts was solved in 1888.
What year?
I think it was 1888.
1888. It talks right here about the search for the source of the Mississippi.
Several people claim they have figured it out.
So I have been here several times over the course of the years. I used to live about 45 minutes south of here, so I've been here a lot of times in the summer months. So this is Lake Itasca, and these rocks that people can cross is the start of the Mississippi River. The famous sign reads here, 475 feet above the ocean, the mighty Mississippi begins to flow on its winding way 2,552 miles to the Gulf of Mexico. crossing the Mississippi River. As you can see, it's been raining a lot today. I was reading in one of the museums earlier today that once the water leaves here from the headwaters, it takes about 90 days for it to make it down to the Gulf of Mexico. It's kind of nice here today. It's just a couple people. So we are camping here at Itasca State Park for 3 nights. We came in last night. Today it's been kind of thundery and rainy. You can hear a little bit of thunder in the distance right now. This is one of the picnic areas at the park. And this is a Lakeside museum. We're going to go see if it's open. So here it is, the Lakeside Museum. It says it's open seasonally. I love these log cabins that they have here. About the Itasca story. This white pine that shows that it was about 200 years old when it was cut in 1951 has been here ever since I was a kid. So at Itasca, you can rent, there's a place called Itasca Sports. You can rent bikes, e-bikes, paddle boards, canoes, pontoon boats at reasonable prices at an hourly rate. So we're walking up to the Jacob Brower Visitor Center at Itasca State Park. This is a beautiful visitor center. The visitor center features many exhibits about the story of the park history, environment, and outdoor recreation. Between 1933 to 1942, the CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps, constructed 45 buildings at Itasca State Park, as well as campgrounds, picnic areas, and a trail system. They have an interesting exhibit of finding the source of the Mississippi River. The Visitor Center is well worth a stop to learn about the park. We camped here for 3 nights in mid-June. Itasca State Park has 223 campsites located at Bear Paw and Pine Ridge campgrounds. We camped in an electrical site at Bear Paw. After breakfast the next morning, we set out to do some more exploring of the park. So this is a replica of the Wegman store. This replica was built in 1977. It says Theodore and Johanna Wegman built their pioneer home at this place in 1893. One building was used as a store and another was used as a post office. Here's a logging sled that was used in the late 1800s to early 1900s. We decided to stop again at the Mississippi Headwaters. What a difference a day makes.
It is crazy today. We were here yesterday and there was nobody here.
I made it! Crap, now I gotta get back.
Time to continue on.
This is the Wilderness Drive coming up.
Yes, so this is the Wilderness Drive at Itasca State Park. It is 10 miles long, drives through some heavily wooded areas of the park. There's some different stops along the way. There's a couple hiking trails, some stops for a Bison archaeological dig area, and I know there's like a great big white pine somewhere back in here. It used to be a dirt road. It appears that they've paved it over now. So this is where the Wilderness Drive becomes one way. Looks like they've created a bike lane on this road now also. They have a lot of bike trails in the park that are paved for people to bike on, and there's bike rentals also. So it says, welcome to the Wilderness Drive. It's a 10-mile long road that takes you through rolling forest and past lakes and wetlands. As you drive through the wilderness, experience how nature and people shape the forest over time. Notice what makes each forest unique. It's a really pretty road. Also says, living a landmark, towering pines along the landmark trail were tiny seedlings in the early 1800s. These trees were considered old growth because they're at least 120 years old or have a diameter greater than 20 inches. Once I got out of the car just now, there was a ton of horseflies. They can be really bad here in the summer months, especially on warm summer days.
They bite.
Yes, they bite hard. Everything's so green.
Yeah, very green. We've had a lot of rain this year, so.
Yeah, that's true.
That looks like a beaver dam of some sort. Right there in the middle.
So this is a short little interpretive trail. It goes back to a big white pine that's back here. This one talks about white pine beginnings. It's just a short little trail leading to this giant white pine. Oh, it doesn't look too healthy anymore.
Oh yeah.
What happened to it? The top broke off. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this was a really big white pine that I used to visit as a kid. I even think the last time we were here it was still fine.
Yeah.
So if you look up at the top, I wonder if it had a lightning strike or something on it.
We'll have to ask the ranger.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. Oh, bummer.
Well, I read that the life expectancy of these is white pines, I think, is 300 to 350,000 years. I'm sorry, 350 to 350 100 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, shoot. Well, this white pine had a good life. It's really wide at the base. So at one point here it says it was 112 feet tall, 6 inches. Had a crown spread of 48 feet. And the circumference was 14 feet, 5 inches. It says this tree was the Minnesota Big Tree Champion for 16 years from 1979 to 1995. Oh, it says here, when the crown fell in 2019, it was about 330 years old. So it says the crown fell off in 2019. Okay. And I think, gosh, we probably haven't been here since about 2015, yes. Maybe? Well, that's too bad. But you can still walk around the base. See how big of a white pine it was. Well, still kind of is. It's still standing here. Got a nice little boardwalk trail around it. Look at that rugged bark of a white pine. So this looks like part of the tree that came down right here. Just a little bit from the base of the tree. And then there's more of it perhaps over here. No, that might be a different, I think this is a different tree. But yeah, here's some of the big old white pine right here. It was a hidden life form mushroom that took down the forest giant. Or it says a hidden life form took down the forest giant. some kind of fungus. Well, here is a very pretty tall red pine near the trailhead. It's a lot of really pretty old pine trees back in here. It's a nice stand of red pines right here.
Even some of these kind of look like they're drying up or something. I don't know. The needles are turning brown.
Yeah.
It's amazing how straight they are.
Oh, yes.
That probably was their biggest attraction to the lumberjacks, right? They
Yeah.
were wanting to get all of these.
Yeah, Minnesota was heavily logged back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, because the eastern part of the state and the northern part of the state had large stands of white pines where basically the trunks were completely straight and could be easily used for lumber and for poles.
I mean, look at that. That's just like amazing.
Yeah, so straight. Itasca State Park is Minnesota's first state park. And I read that it is the second state park created in the nation.
Yeah, this would be a very good park to visit, especially for people that are driving through and want to check this out. This could almost be a national park.
Good, almost, yeah. So this is another hiking trail off of the Wilderness Drive. And it was talking about how this was an ancient kill site for bison about 8,500 years ago. Sounded like some kind of nomadic people had hunted bison here, and apparently it wasn't the bison that we know today from North America, but it was a larger type of bison that used to roam this area. It's a nice trail. It's nice and wooded. We had a lot of black flies bothering us by the truck, but once I get back in here, they're actually not bothering me at all. Must be attracted to the heat of the truck. There's some jack pines back in here, some birch trees. There are a few mosquitoes back in here.
Yeah. I'm not recalling how long this trail is, but I do remember it.
Nice little boardwalk in this low swampy area. Just kind of a pretty little hike back in here.
Yep.
Oh, okay, and this used to lead to what was the tallest red pine, I believe, at one point in time, which also looks like it has to succumb to some kind of disease. So that's disappointing also. So there it was when it was still alive. It's not surviving anymore. Let's go see what the sign says. This one broke off in a storm in 2007. So at one point in 1998, it was 120 inches in circumference, 126 feet high, 48 feet of a spread, and it was 300 plus years old. That's the top of it that apparently broke off in a storm. So this is Elk Lake, which there's been a lot of disputes over the last couple hundred years if this is the actual true source of the Mississippi River instead of Lake Itasca. The water here is so clear. You can see the fish swimming around below the dock. I think Elk Lake was actually quite pretty.
Yes. So this goes to the fire tower, I
Yes.
think.
Let's go check it out. Making a little right-hand turn down a little spur road, which we believe goes to the fire tower in the park. So this is a hiking trail back to the Aiton Heights Fire Tower.
Half a mile.
Half mile. It's a nice wide trail. I'm guessing they take service vehicles back here sometimes.
Yeah.
So we are going to climb up this fire tower and head to the top.
Step number 1. Halfway up. You feel the burn in your legs. Made it. Whew. What did you think of the steps?
We made it up to the top of the tower. It's pretty breezy up here, and that was a lot of steps. But it's a really pretty view. It says this way is looking towards the Continental Divide. You're looking to the west right now. This direction is looking north towards the headwaters of the Mississippi River. This direction is east. Kind of northeast from here is the town of Bemidji. And this direction is looking south towards the town of Park Rapids. It's gorgeous up here. The fire tower was very fun. The view from up there was gorgeous.
Yes. 125 steps. They're steep.
Yeah, they are steep.
Feel it in your legs about 1/3 of the way.
So this is Mary Lake, right off of the Wilderness Drive. Well, that's really pretty too. Someone out enjoying the lake in a boat. So we're towards the end of the Wilderness Drive. It is no longer a one-way, it is now a two-way. And I believe up here in just a little bit, we get back to the Douglas Lodge and Visitor Center areas. Douglas Lodge has been a fixture at Itasca State Park since it was built in 1905. With once again a lot of beautiful stonework and like a log cabin. Got some cute little chairs. This, of course, is Lake Itasca. Let's go down the steps and check it out. They used to do boat tours at Itasca State Park, but it pretty much looks like this tour boat is in dry dock permanently. But we can walk back over here and go out onto the pier. There's a nice pier right by Douglas Lodge. It has a beautiful view of the lake. So this little spot at the park is called Preacher's Grove. It's a beautiful stand of red pines. We also call them Norway pines here in Minnesota. Preacher's Grove is named after a preachers' convention that camped here in the 1920s and is one of the oldest red pine stands in the park. You can hear a woodpecker up here somewhere. So yeah, it's just a beautiful stand of these red pines right along the lakeshore. Straight ahead is beautiful Lake Itasca. We hope you enjoyed this video, and please check out our others as well.